The stage is bathed in soft light, a gentle hum of ambient sound fading into silence, as the large screen behind displays a serene wave of blue sound waves pulsing rhythmically, setting the tone for a journey into the art of speaking, and Julian Treasure's warm, resonant voice begins. Imagine a world where every word you speak is heard, felt, and remembered, where your voice doesn't just make noise but creates connection. He pauses, letting the audience lean in, then smiles, admitting he once struggled with being heard, his shy teenage voice lost in crowded rooms, until he discovered the power of sound to shape relationships and influence lives. The visuals shift to a montage of everyday moments: a teacher inspiring a classroom, a parent comforting a child, a leader rallying a team, each scene underscoring the universal desire to be truly heard. Julian introduces the concept of the human voice as an instrument, capable of stirring emotions, sparking change, or falling flat, depending on how it's played, and he shares a story of a client whose monotone presentations lost her team's trust until she learned to wield her voice with intention. The screen flashes with a diagram of the vocal cords, vibrating to produce sound, as he explains the science of voice, how pitch, pace, and tone shape perception, citing studies showing that lower-pitched voices are often perceived as more authoritative, yet warmth and tone builds trust. He humorously recounts his own early experiments with voice, mimicking a radio DJ to feel confident, only to realize authenticity matters more than imitation, drawing laughter from the audience. The visuals show a cartoon of a young Julian practicing in front of a mirror, his voice shifting from robotic to real, as he introduces his 7 deadly sins of speaking, habits like gossip, negativity, or dogmatism that push listeners away. Each sin is illustrated with playful animations: a wagging tongue for gossip, a storm cloud for negativity, making the point accessible yet profound. Julian challenges the audience to reflect on their own speaking habits, asking, "What's the soundtrack of your voice leaving behind?" The music, a blend of soft piano and uplifting strings, swells as he introduces positive speaking habits: a register, timbre, prosody, pace, pitch, volume, and silence, each accompanied by a visual of sound waves morphing into vibrant colors, symbolizing their emotional impact. He shares a practical exercise, humming to warm up the voice, demonstrated with a clip of him humming softly, encouraging the audience to try it later to feel their voice's resonance. The paragraph closes with a slow zoom on Julian's face, his eyes bright with conviction, as he says, "Your voice is your power, use it to lift, to inspire, to connect," as the screen fades to a single sound wave rippling outward, leaving the audience eager to learn how to make their words matter. 2. The music shifts to a dynamic rhythm, blending acoustic and electronic tones, as the screen bursts with visuals of powerful moments: a dead speaker captivating an audience, a protester's voice echoing through a megaphone, a friend offering heartfelt advice, each frame a testament to the magic of words spoken with purpose, as Julian's voice, now charged with energy, declares, "Speaking so people want to listen isn't just about how you sound, it's about what you say and why you say it." He dives into the core of his framework, the acronym HALA: honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love, explaining that these qualities make words resonate, like a perfectly tuned instrument, and he shares a story of a business leader whose honest apology turned a failing company around, proving vulnerability is strength. The visuals show a reenactment of that moment, employees nodding as their leader speaks from the heart, as Julian explains how honesty cuts through noise, citing research that 93% of communication impact comes from tone and body language, not just words. He humorously admits to once over-rehearsing a speech, sounding like a human PowerPoint, until he learned to speak authentically, letting his quirks shine, which draws chuckles and nods from the audience. The screen displays a graph of listener engagement spiking when speakers show genuine emotion, reinforcing his point. Julian introduces practical techniques: vary your pace to keep attention, use silence for emphasis, and modulate pitch to convey passion. Each tip paired with a clip of him demonstrating a slowing his speech for gravity, pausing dramatically, or raising his pitch for excitement. The visuals shift to a montage of people practicing these skills: a student nailing a presentation, a parent reading a story with animated flair, A manager rallying a team showing how small changes amplify impact. He addresses common fears, like stage fright, sharing how he once froze mid-talk but recovered by focusing on his audience's needs, not his own nerves. And the screen shows a cartoon Julian calming his racing heart, connecting with a smiling crowd. He emphasizes the role of listening, noting that great speakers are great listeners first, and the visuals show a split screen, one side with a distracted listener checking their phone, the other with an engaged listener nodding, their eyes locked on the speaker. Julian offers a challenge: practice conscious listening for one day, truly hearing others without planning your reply, and the audience murmurs in agreement. The music peaks, syncing with rapid cuts of transformation of people speaking with confidence, audiences clapping, connections forming as Julian's voice surges, "Speak with hail, and you'll turn words into bridges." The paragraph ends with a vibrant shot of a diverse crowd, their faces alight with inspiration, as Julian says, "Your voice can change the room and maybe even the world if you choose to use it wisely." 3. The final paragraph surges with intensity, the music now a soaring orchestral crescendo with a modern pulse, as the screen fills with images of impact: a teacher's words sparking a student's dream, a leader's speech uniting a community, a friend's encouragement saving a life. Via each scene a celebration of what happens when you speak so people want to listen. Julian's voice, electrified, declares, "This is your moment to transform how you speak, to make every word count, to leave a legacy of connection and change." He dives into the broader impact of conscious communication, explaining how our words shape not just our relationships but our societies, citing the rise of divisive rhetoric and how mindful speaking can heal divides. The visuals show a reenactment of Julian coaching a nervous speaker, their voice growing stronger with each try, until they command a stage, a metaphor for anyone's potential to grow. He shares a poignant story of a young woman who used his techniques to deliver a eulogy for her father, her words bringing comfort to a grieving room, her courage a testament to the power of speaking with love. The screen flashes with data studies showing that positive communication boosts workplace morale by 25%. But Julian keeps it personal, admitting he still practices daily to avoid slipping into old habits like interrupting or negativity. He introduces advanced techniques, use metaphors to make ideas stick, match your body language to your message, and create soundscapes with your voice to evoke emotions. Each tip illustrated with animations: a metaphor blooming into a tree, a speaker's gestures syncing with their words, a voice turning into a glowing wave. The visuals show people applying these skills: a politician inspiring hope, a parent calming a tantrum, a dreamer pitching an idea, each proving that anyone can learn to speak powerfully. Julian addresses the ripple effect, noting that one changed conversation can inspire others, and he shares a vision of a world where people speak with intention, listen with empathy, and build bridges instead of walls. The music slows for a reflective moment, as Julian's voice softens, saying, "You don't need a stage to make a difference, just a voice and the courage to use it," accompanied by a shot of a single microphone glowing in the dark, symbolizing potential. The pace builds again, with a final montage of victory as people speaking up, connecting, inspiring as Julian's voice thunders, "You have a voice that can move hearts, shift minds, change lives. Use it." The screen fades to black, the music dropping to a single, resonant note, before the title "How to Speak So That People Want to Listen." Julian Treasure, then appears in bold, glowing letters, followed by a call to action: "Speak consciously today." The talk ends with Julian's voice echoing, "Your words are your legacy, make them matter," leaving the audience inspired, empowered, and ready to transform their communication.